Hello, Steve Arts 89. While I may have my own puzzle box and can open the gates to hell anytime I want, which probably would be a nice escape from COVID, doesn't mean I actually know a lot about the Hellraiser films. Now, I hear that Hulu is actually doing a new Hellraiser series, and some people are a bit triggered and rattled because basically they're replacing the former male character with a female character, and people are a bit upset, which is not surprising because you know how it goes. Basically, Doug Bradley, who has played Pinhead, I think, for the whole series, is being replaced by Jamie Clayton, who I heard was a trans actress, but I'm not sure if that's true or not. The since actor Jamie Clayton's casting as Pinhead in David Bruckner's Hellraiser reboot proves to be a controversial decision among fans. Clayton was recently announced as the successor to Doug Bradley's original portrayal of Pinhead in Hellraiser. In the reboot, which has received mixed reactions from fans, the Sense8 and L-Word Generation Q star was recently cast as Pinhead in director David Bruckner's Hellraiser reboot. Many fans have criticised the decision to cast Clayton in the role of the Cenobite leader, with the most common criticisms among fans being that they feel that Clayton will be unable to live up to Bradley's iconic performance, with others suggesting that Clayton should play a different Cenobite character altogether. Now, I kind of feel differently. It's like if you're going to create, do a reboot, you really are better off really making it different and unique, because just trying to replicate the original but just not as good or just a little bit different just draws comparisons to the original. So if you're going to do a reboot, do something really different and you'll get a lot more credibility. So I'm not as bothered by this by some people. Now, I was having a look at a CBR article, and they had a few comments by fans which I thought would be interesting to read out. Where do they start? This is the silliest thing in the world. Just make a new Cenobite. They should have done this instead of trying to replace Doug Bradley as Pinhead in Hellraiser Revelations, whose plot involved literally making a new Pinhead. People aren't mad that a woman got cast. They're mad because Doug Bradley is the only person who could play Pinhead. Yeah, definitely wish they brought back Doug Jones, especially if they're trying to reboot the franchise. I just got into this franchise and only now am I hearing about this reboot. What? Okay. I'm going to watch it, especially since Clive Baker himself is involved. Love Doug Bradley, of course. He was absolutely iconic, but I'm looking forward to seeing what Jamie will do to the role. I just got into that's the same one. A lot of a-holes are probably going to complain about the casting, but as long as Jamie Clayton can throw a perfect spiral like Doug Bradley, it being Pinhead's most important trait, the character should be in good hands. Now, while some fans are unhappy with the casting, others are excited to see a fresh take on the beloved character. Fans have also pointed out that Clayton's casting is faithful to the novella, The Hellbound Heart, from which the film was adapted. In The Hellbound Heart, the character Pinhead is of unknown gender and has a feminine voice, with some fans pointing out that Clayton's casting is more faithful to the original source material. Indeed, the Pinhead of the original novella was androgynous and had a voice that was light and breathy, the voice of an excited girl. I love Doug Bradley's Pinhead, but there's plenty of room for a new take on the role that's a bit more faithful to the source material. I'm very interested in listening to why the heteros are upset that the film version of a very queer horror story from an openly gay author visually inspired by London's Leverscene hired a trans woman to play a role that was never once defined by sex or gender. So there you go. Everyone is discovering Pinhead is actually a girl in the story. Doug Bradley rocks, but it's cool Baker has decided to veer closer to the original work. So yes, they've announced some other cast members, but nobody cares about that. I'm not that bothered. I think it would be interesting. I think they certainly could do a lot with that character being androgynous, which I didn't realise he was because I never read the book. I just saw the film, the first couple of films. So I have no problem with that. Like I said, make a reboot, count, make it worth it. Just retreading the same thing is kind of pointless unless you're going to really do it faithful. If you're going to veer off a little bit, it just bothers people. It doesn't give people enough interesting that's new, but just bothers the people who just want it to be like the original. So just, go 100%. It'll go a lot better. I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of the new Pinhead. I don't have any issues with it. I'm very curious to see how it goes. We'll see. It'll be on Hulu, I think, fairly soon. They're going to start in December, I think. Yeah, something like that. Okay, bye.